Alright, DD Stealth here, and I've got one of the greatest Xbox Live any app game ever made, and that's Plants vs. Zombies. Of course, everyone knows what it is, but for those who are stupid, I will explain it to you. It's obviously, Plants vs. Zombies is kind of self-explanatory, but your creepy little neighbor, your crazy neighbor man, he's like, there's some zombies coming, take these seeds, put them in your lawn, and it'll take care of everything. And you're like, alright, that sounds like an amazing plan. Nothing can go wrong with that. So you take his seeds, and you start planting shit everywhere, and they start fucking the zombies up, and all this shit, it all goes down. So, this is the greatest app game, any time killer game, non-shooter of course, that has ever come out. I've downloaded this on 3 different platforms, which is my computer, my Xbox, and now my phone, which I just got a new phone, the Samsung Galaxy S2, great phone by the way. And I've beaten it on all of them, and this is my second playthrough on the, what is it, level 1-6? Yeah, so it chooses 3 separate seeds that I can't have any control over about choosing. So that's the first 3. That's the spikeweed, the sunflower, and the little prairie dog groundhog man. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is it a potato? I think it's a potato. But by far though, of all the 3 systems, my favorite to play it on is the Xbox. Just because it's so much easier than or like the picking the plants you want to pick system. It's just the right bumper, so you don't have to actually go up and pick it and then move down to where you want the plant to plant the plant. It's just the right bumper, and you can just press A wherever the fuck you want to plant your plant. I don't fucking know. So, and another thing that makes it easier, if you want to pick up sun, you have to click on it on the phone or the computer, and on this you just got to scroll over it and it automatically picks it up. And that's just an amazing feature. Saves a lot of time and button pressing and finger hurtage. But I played it. This is my second playthrough on this game, as I said, and this is my expert strategy. It works on every map, every goddamn map. The last whole row is gonna be your sunflowers, and then you're gonna have your little pea shooters, and then your torchwood, and then the third row can either be a chomper, which makes the 5th row walnuts, and then the last whatever row is spikeweed. But on this one, it's the lower level, so I don't need to spend that much sun. So I do torchwood, and then a tall nut, and then my spikeweed. And spikeweed, that's the greatest plant put in this game. Whoever thought that up is amazing. It destroys everything. What it does is you step on it. The little cone zombie's gonna step on it pretty soon, but you step on it, and then they're like spikes into their feet, and then they're like, oh no, that hurts, I'm gonna die faster. So they do, and in the later levels, there's different kinds of zombies that can't be hurt by pretty much anything. Well, they can be hurt by anything, but you have to have a special thing. But spikeweed fucks them all up. It don't matter, because there's some that have screen doors, which blocks them from getting hit. So the pea pods or whatever you have got shooting at them hits the screen door, and eventually that will take damage. It'll fall off, and then you do damage to the zombie. But if they're stepping on the spikeweed, it will bypass over the screen door and fuck up the actual zombie. So it'll pretty much die before you get the screen door going. And let's see, later ones. There's a Zamboni zombie, which pisses me off. He rides along his little Zamboni, turning everything into ice, and you can't plant shit on that. And then, so that fucks that over. And the only way to get rid of it is like the jalapeno peppers that light everything on fire and melt the ice. But if you lay down some spikeweed, it pops their tires and they can't go anywhere, and the most they could get is just like, I don't know, like 2 squares in of ice. And then you could plant freely. But the bad thing is, once they run it over, it like breaks the spikeweed, so that'll fuck that up. But there is an upgrade for that. On the very top where you can see my little seed cards, The second one from the right, I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but it's a metal one that you can put over the spikeweed, and it will make it pretty much indestructible. It'll pop like, I don't know, like 10 Zamboni zombies before it breaks, but it'll still break. But regular zombies, it'll last for days, son. That's its job. That's all it does. And then, so yeah, the tall nuts. I got my tall nuts for those little javelin. Not javelin, I don't know what the fuck they're called. The Olympic zombies right there. You see him trying to sprint in like a little bitch. It'll block it. He jumps over the first of everything, no matter what it is. He'll try to jump over, but bam! Tall nut blocks him. Regular walnut, he could jump over that shit. And it'll be bad. And the reason I did walnuts and then spikeweed is because regular zombies, not the little javelin jumpy zombies, will stand there and try and munch on the tall nuts, but they'll get continuously hit by the spikeweed. So that's extra damage, you know what I'm saying? And also, a kind of triple threat. If you want to put the chompers, the walnuts, and then the spikeweed, it'll eat them. It'll just eat the zombie. And then any other zombies will try and munch on that and get butt fucked by the spikeweed. Spikeweed is the greatest thing ever. So that's awesome that they gave it to me in those first three. And the sunflower, I'm gonna need those two anyways, no matter what I do. But on this, I was bored, so I decided I was gonna get all the achievements on this. And so far, I only need, I think, 2 or 3. Because I beat it. I need to collect all the plants. And then survive 40 waves of pure zombie furiosity. And then grow my wisdom tree to 100 feet. So I'm not far off from that shit. And yeah, that was Plants vs. Zombies. Come back for more.